We turn now to the story of a 17-year-old girl at the center of a passionate controversy that's playing out online and in court. After two teenage boys who abused her at a party were given a plea deal she saw as too lenient, she took justice into her own hands, putting herself in legal hot water and causing a public outpouring of support from across the globe. So here is ABC's Juju Chang for tonight's Viral and Vicious.
For 17-year-old Savannah Dietrich, it all started with a night of underage drinking with some friends.
So people are taking shots of vodka?
Yeah, just straight from the bottle. And I remember them daring me to drink some more.
Savannah says she blacked out and woke to find her clothes disheveled and the feeling that something wasn't right.
I had my dress back on, but my bra was like shifted all weird and then my underwear was off. I knew I didn't do anything and the boys weren't saying anything, so in my mind I just was like nothing ever happened.
But now she's at the center of a legal firestorm, fighting a law that says she can't expose the young men, even though they pled guilty to sexually abusing her.
Their crime shouldn't be covered up by the system. Nobody should have the right to silence a victim. It should be my God-given right to talk about what happened to me.
It started months after the incident when friends told her rumors that two boys had taken photos of her and allegedly shared them.
People told me that it was me on the kitchen floor, passed out, my eyes are closed, I'm exposed. When I first figured out, I can tell you I cried for hours.
She says she confronted the boys to get the truth, to avenge her reputation.
They said that I took off my clothes, they took one picture.
Do you believe that?
No.
So their argument would be you consented.
I'm really insecure about my body a lot, and there's no way possible I would have taken off my clothes and let them take a picture.
Savannah says when she couldn't get the truth, she got the police involved.
I actually got them a lot of evidence. I got them multiple witnesses.
The boys pled guilty to felony sexual abuse and misdemeanor voyeurism. But because they're all juveniles, the court records are confidential. The charges, the boys' identity, and their punishment stay secret. The court reminded everyone not to talk about the case. But Savannah was furious because she felt the boys weren't paying for their crime.
I was upset. I felt like they got less than the minimal punishment.
And so you were mad?
I knew that they were manipulating the system to silence me.
So Savannah did what teenagers do. She poured her heart out on social media. She tweeted out to her 200 followers, knowing she was risking jail time. "There you go, lock me up," she tweeted. "I'm not protecting anyone that made my life a living hell."
The one main post I got in trouble for was where I said the boys' names and said they sexually assaulted me.
So you were facing 180 days in jail? How did that strike you?
If they feel like this is justice, then I really don't know what justice is. I thought I was supposed to protect the victims, not prosecute them.
Nothing but shock and frustration on our side.
David Mejia is one of the boys' lawyers and filed the motion to hold Savannah in contempt.
The contempt motion, as its purpose, was not to jail or punish her. It was to have her come to court, remove my client's name, remove her words from the internet, and I was hoping that she would even have some remorse or apology to give. That didn't happen.
I'm not going to apologize to someone who attacked me.
Instead, press coverage of her plight went viral, trending in the blogosphere. Change.org says it's one of the fastest growing movements they'd ever seen, with 50,000 signatures in one day. The boys' lawyers quickly withdrew the contempt motion, and with it the threat of jail, but not before a tidal wave of backlash against the boys.
He has gotten contacts, calls, letters. He's been threatened, and it has absolutely just destroyed whatever normal life he had.
Their reputations are, at this point, ruined, fairly or unfairly, because I think it's safe to say Savannah has become a bit of a First Amendment hero.
Jason Riley covers the courts for the Louisville Courier-Journal.
A lot of people are misreporting facts. They're calling the boys rapists. Obviously, they pleaded guilty to sexual abuse, but they were not found guilty of rape, but they are branded now as rapists.
Kentucky is one of just 11 states where records are sealed for underage court matters. Riley's newspaper is now in a legal fight to unseal those records.
We don't know what the deal is for the boys. Savannah's not allowed to say, her family's not allowed to say, so we don't know how fair it is, really, at this point.
The prosecutor's office declined to comment on the case, but say they're in favor of lifting the shroud of Kentucky juvenile court confidentiality when appropriate. Savannah's lawyers say what's at stake is bigger than their client.
So many children do not come forward and say what people do to them. And so I think she's a heroine.
But the boys' side of the story hasn't come out. Now their reputation is in ruins.
I think the boys ruined their own reputation. They took pictures, they disseminated it, they told people about what they had done. So to come back and blame her now for ruining their reputation, I think is despicable.
It's not even a he said, she said. It's only her side of the story. We don't know the boys' side of the story.
That's the problem, because if ever a case called out for transparency, this one does.
All I wanted was the truth. And it's just, that's what I wanted from the beginning, was the truth. You know, I don't want my reputation to be ruined. I don't want to be thrown under the bus to protect their reputation.
For Nightline, I'm Juju Chang in Louisville, Kentucky.